family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together.
Johnny, now!
As a family.
Hold on!
Today, we are your defenders. The four of us will face the danger. And we will protect you.
Is this guy good? The clobbering time? Oh, yeah!
But like any modern family, they sometimes need a helping hand. Meet Herbie, the state-of-the-art personal assistant that does everything without a single complaint. And when trouble appears, he's a valuable member of the team. Looks like a delicious meal is on the menu for tonight.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming? That is fantastic. Is this guy good?
So bring Herbie into your home today
Hello, Herbie.
and live a better life tomorrow. Ask your Herbie to get tickets now to see Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four in theaters July 25th.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Marvel released a bunch more Fantastic Four trailer footage featuring a much better look at Franklin Richards as a baby, one of the very first comic book villains, Giganto, too, so we'll break it all down. Kevin Feige and Matt Shakman, the director, said we'd be seeing a lot of classic Fantastic Four villains in the movie. Most of the movie is meant to take place after they've had their powers for a little while, long enough for them to have fought most of their villains from the comics. Matt Shakman also talked about the Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom of it all because he is one of their first comic book villains. So it does sound like they have faced their version of Doctor Doom in their universe, but even though they kind of implied it, they didn't come right out and say that Robert Downey Jr.'s version was the Doctor Doom of their universe. It's possible that his Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday comes from a completely different universe, and he just looks like the Doctor Doom of their original universe before they wind up leaving it to come to the MCU. We're currently in the middle of that ticket giveaway for the movie. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and post your favorite Fantastic Four villains in the comments. I'll name a couple new winners during this video too.
New mask. Same task.
I feel like most people's favorite Fantastic Four villain that they're going to think of right now is Doctor Doom. Matt Shakman, like I said, talked a lot about the character, but he said the main reason why he didn't want to make him a huge character, at least metaphorically, during this movie, is because he's such a big character, and he's going to be such a big character in the next couple of Avengers movies. They wanted to save him mostly for those movies. And they're mostly using the Fantastic Four movie to hype up the family itself, like these four characters, and then Franklin Richards on top of that, who's born during the events of the movie. So it was a little too much narratively to also fit in Doctor Doom and to have the story feel balanced. Had they not decided to bring Robert Downey Jr. back as a version of Doctor Doom in Avengers Doomsday, like completely change the plan for the next Avengers movies, then we might have seen him in a bigger way during the actual movie. As it stands right now, I think he's just going to be the post-credit scene for the movie. We're supposed to actually see him in live action for the first time at some point during the movie. I think that they're talking about the post-credit scene. But one of the other biggest metaphorical and literal new things in this trailer is the Fantastic Four fighting Giganto in the middle of their version of New York City. This is basically them doing a version of the Fantastic Four #1 comic book cover, like their very first comic book issue when they debuted. A lot of the visual effects quality in this trailer shot is getting clowned on a lot, like what's going on here? But I think this is just an earlier potato quality trailer before they had time to polish the special effects, so it'll probably look a little bit better in the context of the actual finished movie that we see in theaters. And it's taken from a commercial that they're running as a trailer from one of the brand tie-ins for the movie from Little Caesars Pizza. There was actually an earlier in-universe Easter egg for Little Caesars Pizza on the billboards in their 1960s version of Times Square in the alternate universe, and at the time, my assumption was just because Little Caesars existed as a real-life pizza brand in the 1960s, so it made sense that they'd be advertising in their world here. But it seems like Marvel and Disney actually did a legit brand collab with them in real life, like they do with car companies, other products, and tie-in brands. It's one of the ways how all movie companies earn money back on these really big, really expensive movies, not just Marvel or DC or comic book movies, all kinds of big movies. It's why you see a lot of brand integrations inside movies. Sometimes it's a little more subtle, sometimes it kind of takes you out of the movie. But you will be able to buy Fantastic Four themed Little Caesars pizza at some point in real life if you can't already, so let me know if you actually get your hands on some of that.
Pizza.
Giganto is another deep cut because he's a mutate created by the Deviants from the Inhuman comics. He's connected to Mole Man in the context of the Fantastic Four comics, but I know a lot of people are asking, are they going to do the Inhumans again? We saw them bring Black Bolt back during Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, but that's about as close as we've gotten to Inhumans in present-day Marvel after Avengers Endgame. There has been a lot of talk about them bringing some of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters back, like Daisy Johnson, Quake, so it is possible that they do more Inhuman stuff in the future of Marvel just in general, but they haven't been too concrete about exactly what that's going to look like. Personally, I think Marvel's plans a long time ago, like before their big Fox buyout deal, when they got the X-Men characters back, is that they intended for the Inhumans to replace the X-Men in their future, their movies, so they're trying to create a plan for that. But when Disney bought Fox, they got the X-Men characters back. They're like, oh, we don't have to do that. The X-Men are way more popular than the Inhumans. We'll just do X-Men stuff instead. So they canceled all their plans for Inhumans-related stuff. Everybody remembering that Inhumans movie they had during their Marvel Phase 2, Phase 3 schedule back in the day. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Also probably didn't help their chances that the Inhumans TV show tanked so hard and was so bad, so bad. Connecting back to the Fantastic Four movie in the MCU present day now, though, is that Mole Man is supposed to be played by Paul Walter Hauser during the Fantastic Four movie. You all probably just remember seeing him in the brand new Naked Gun movie trailer. In the context of the scene, they're aping the Fantastic Four #1 comic book cover. Mole Man had unleashed Giganto on the surface world to destroy chemical plants in the Soviet Union. You have to remember that the Soviet Union still existed in the early 1960s. We're still in the middle of a Cold War when they actually created that comic book. Australia, South America, and French Africa, causing the Fantastic Four to head to Monster Island, where Giganto came from, and Mole Man set Giganto on them. They eventually took him down.
Yes, it is I, the great Mole Man. Welcome to my kingdom of Subterranea.
Mole Man had gained control of Giganto at some point, keeping him in Subterranea with him underground. We actually saw Easter eggs for Subterranea during the Comic-Con promotional materials Marvel handed out last year, so we've actually known that they were going to do Subterranea in a version of Mole Man for a very long time. All this brand new footage of Herbie and Franklin Richards is done more like an in-universe commercial for the Fantastic Four selling Herbie as a personal robot that regular people can buy just to do things for them around the house. And personally, I would actually love to get my hands on one of these, so Marvel, create this as merch that we can buy if you have not already. Everybody remembering all those classic 1980s robots that you could actually buy commercially. Let me know if you actually owned any of those. But in the context of the movie, I think Herbie is meant to just be one of a kind. And also, he's one of those characters who actually originated on an animated show, then made his way into the comics. He's actually from the original Fantastic Four animated series. There are a lot of rumors that they actually substituted him for Human Torch because there were concerns about Human Torch being on TV and little kids lighting stuff on fire. I don't know if that's actually true, but it's actually like the Harley Quinn situation where Harley Quinn originated in Batman the Animated Series, then made her way into DC Comics. So there are a number of Marvel characters and DC characters who originated outside of the comics somewhere, like on animated series or on TV shows, then made their way into the comics and became super popular. I think this scene of Herbie taking care of Franklin Richards looks like it corresponds with the scene from the Comic-Con trailer a couple years ago. Like, this is actually a very old concept trailer that they released. Galactus showing up right outside the window of the Baxter Building, peeping in, making it seem like he's looking to take Franklin Richards. Supposedly that's part of the reason why he comes to Earth. Like, he also wants to consume the Earth for its resources because he is Galactus, the Hunger, but also because he wants to take Franklin Richards so that he can have his power. There was also a recent scene that confirms some of these details. They didn't release it online, but some of you probably heard about this. So the idea is that the Fantastic Four are on their spaceship. Sue Storm is in the middle of giving birth to Franklin Richards, and they're being chased by a Silver Surfer who literally tries to rip Franklin Richards out of Sue Storm's belly while she's in the middle of giving birth. That's how bad Galactus wants Franklin Richards to just yoink him right out of her belly. And in order to escape, Reed Richards has Ben Grimm pilot the spaceship through a black hole.
This guy good?
It's possible that actually corresponds with the way they learn about Galactus' existence and how Galactus learns about Franklin Richards' existence. Matt Shakman actually said that it starts when Reed Richards notices that an important Earth-like planet nearby in space actually just winks out of existence, and they don't know why. Like, wait a minute, where'd the planet go? And it's basically Galactus consuming a planet. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll release some of this footage online when they start getting some more clips. Usually when we get closer to movies coming out, they start releasing full clips of the actual movie, not just regular old trailers. But if there's any other Easter eggs or references that you spotted in the new trailers that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments and post all your reactions to all the footage so far. There was a lot of DC stuff that happened this week, like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. James Gunn talked a lot about the future of the brand. He also kind of put Marvel on blast, talking about the decline of the brand the last several years. Very, very interesting type of stuff, but he is still friends with Kevin Feige and all the Marvel people, so like they're all still bros, even though he's off running DC, they're big competition now. All the Ironheart episodes are dropping next week and the week after. I'll do at least 1 or 2 videos for all of those, and a bunch more Fantastic Four stuff ramping up in the next couple months. Daniel Mack and Nick 4K, congratulations, you're the recent giveaway winners for the Fantastic Four tickets. Please email me so I can get your contact details. You should be able to find that information on the About page of my YouTube channel on desktop or on my regular website. We'll just keep the giveaway open in all my Marvel videos until the Fantastic Four movie actually comes out in theaters. And I'm doing the same thing for Superman tickets in all my DC videos too. Everybody click here for my brand new Superman video, and click here for that new Robert Downey Jr. Avengers Doomsday teaser that he just released. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.